Evening, folks. Welcome back to the channel. I go live and then I've got to make sure I get the YouTube screen up, and then I've got Twitch. I've already got it pulled up. I just had to have them the right size and then bring them forward when I go live. So if it almost seems like I'm distracted, I'm not just looking at my keys like I'm looking at learning the alphabet. I'm just setting things up on this side, doing the one-man show thing. It's the equivalent of starting my show and being on my phone like, oh, you guys are here, so I'm not trying to be a dick or something. What's up, Arden? Glad you made it. And Happy New Year. I know it's not your New Year's Day, but it's my New Year's Day. January 1st is just a day that happens to be like 17 or 18 days before my birthday. And then people start saying Happy New Year, and it's like, don't you mean Happy Birthday? It just happened for you, right? So it's New Year's Day for me, year 26, so it's not weird for me. I've been doing this for 26 years. Um, I know it must be weird for everybody else. What's up, Thomas Collins? Glad you made it. It's just the way people sort of focus on maybe a 1 year at a time. I do the same thing, but for me it's October to October. Oh, one to go to. Glad you made it. Um, I don't know that hashtag. HDY. Is it something dirty? I keep messing with this. I don't know what this is. It barely shows up. Okay, it looks worse in real life. It's just, like, it's not a bug bite. It's not a zit. It's not a scratch. It's not a bruise, but I've been noticing it. It's nothing like lotion's going to clear up. And the only thing I can figure is when I'm playing Minecraft, I've got to have I take just a, like a washcloth, something like that. You know, it's just fold it up to set it on my arm. So, like, I know I'm going to get a bruise on my arm here, playing like that. So to stop that, I've always got something there, and it just I don't look there. So then I notice, and then I realized yesterday it's like the camera can see that. So it's not that bad in real life. Okay, I guess I didn't have to say anything. Just it does look like a bug bite though. It's like, well, these days there's mosquitoes in September and October. That's not natural, but I'm really not one to. I mean, if I am going outside, I've got a hoodie on. I'm not wearing, like, my arms aren't exposed to the light, so it's probably just like, when you get one of those like just an odd zit, and then, like, why would it be there and not on my face? But it just, and then it happens, but it's not a big deal until, if the camera can see it, then it's a huge issue. But oh, Happy New Year. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. One to go to. And he's not here right now, but shout out to We Owe You Bill Cooper. He wished me Happy New Year on Thursday. It's throwing me off a little bit. Want No Dark Shadows review right now today. Just kind of want to wing it. I realize I've been going off of scripts and notes for a while, and it's a little bit of a, hey, can I still talk for 2 hours with just a few little topics? I know I can, but it's interesting to mix it up. Oh, I was gonna. Arden said had some bad spider bites. Fall's a good time for spiders. Yeah, like every once in a while, I'll have Sometime you get Is that a zit? No, that's a. Ooh, that's probably a spider bite. No powers, so it's okay. It's not that kind of spider, and then it just goes away. They do. It gets cold outside, so the creepy crawlies want to crawl inside. That is true. Yeah, it's not a spider bite though. It's nothing I can pop. If it was that serious, I'd get some foundation and put it on my arm. But I don't own foundation. That stuff always made me break out. Yeah, I was fatter then too, but that's beside the point. It is throwing me off a little bit. So what happened this week? It was the start of the week. Frank was off, and then we were there for the Wednesday and Thursday. Quite frankly, Wednesday he was saying that it was in the last. I didn't write anything down. I'm just going off of memory. But he did let us know that Fridays from now on he's going to be at his second channel with himself and Anthony doing a show at 7 p.m. So it is live. Um, but he didn't exactly say it like, well, that is how he said it. He said basically like, this is where we're going to be on Fridays from now on. So I was right. I often am, and I don't like to always be right, but I was right because when I said, and you can go back and check, when I said when Frank was starting his Fridays off and calling them summer Fridays off, but it was the spring, I said when you start something in the spring and call it summer, Fridays off, there's no reason to expect it to end when summer ends. And it was right. And it's not that Frank is just off and not doing anything. He is still doing a show at 7 p.m. So he's still working. It's just on a different channel. But that's okay. He wants to do something else with his brother. Maybe it's long overdue. I don't know. My initial thought was that. Pardon, I gotta move this just a little bit. Okay. I did have a Monster today. I usually don't. Don't drink Monster. It has sucralose in it. But basically, don't drink any sodas or energy drinks. They have sucralose in them. But I wanted to feel a little bit more awake today. Losing my spot. But yeah, Frank has a secondary channel that he's doing on Fridays from now on. I have his mom got into did comment somewhere. She's like, I think it's just going to be every other Friday. So I mean, we'll see what next Friday's like. But he's allowed to do something else with his time. He warned us ahead of time. It is on YouTube, so it's the same place. It's not that you have to go to like Pilled or Rumble. It's not exclusively somewhere else, so you can still watch on YouTube. So that's it's just it's the same thing at the same time, just different subjects, I would assume. My initial thought was that it was going to be like Zadalza, which was more variety. Like, yes, we would hear about some political stuff or some current event stuff, but if we wanted to, or if the guys wanted to talk about music, or like, hey, I found this silly website with these memes, or like, oh, dude, this weird thing happened to me, and then that turns into a whole bunch of weird stories about cars that they've had. It was just never predictable. It was just completely just any kind of topic came up. Maybe somebody would be like, hey, somebody in the chat room said this, and then they would riff on that for 20 minutes, and we're like, wow, I didn't think this would like spark a topic. And it's not just me. They would riff off of anything somebody had to say. So I was thinking it was going to be like that. But I also told myself that this is what I do. I don't condone AI. You can see the shirt. Not Today, Satan. This is from Gray Still Plays merch. Link in the description. Not affiliated. I just love his channel. But even Gray will upload videos now. Last year, it's still this year for you, but last year for me, all this things just got so much worse last year. But now he will. Let me back up just about a half a step. If you're not a member of his channel, then you wouldn't know this, but in his membership videos, like, yes, he will use Chat GPT and AI sometimes, and it's just, it is what it is. But then now that's creeping into his regular videos, and now it's like, I let AI design a thing in this game and do stuff, and I don't watch those videos. I will normally watch everything he uploads, but I'm not going to click on a video that has AI on the title. If I won't do it for Gray Still Plays, I won't do it for anyone. Just hard. Yeah, I'm not going to budge on that. If you want to worship the devil, do it on your own channel. If you want to defend the devil to me, then I know whose side you're on. I don't do that. I don't condone that. And so I thought I was planning on going, but I have that stipulation. I'll stand by that. I don't care who you are. I'm not going to watch that. So it gets to, I had not subscribed to the channel. I was thinking too, like, oh boy, everything they say I'm going to hear, I'm not going to get interrupted every 5 minutes. I would assume. But I forget how I saw it. Maybe I was just on. Maybe somebody asked for it and I looked it up. I was at my brother's house yesterday and I shared it with him. But the channel had no content. I clicked on the channel. It does have content. It was just for the upcoming first show, and in the title it had AI. And then I knew I did not need to be there for that. Now I did. My eyes were really wrecked yesterday. I had to go over to my brother's house. Not had to, but just anytime I have to go out, I am gonna. It hurts my eyes so much. Like my eyes are wrecked after I do my show. It's just permanent now. That's what I have to deal with. Um. So while I love seeing my brother have fun with him, it's so like dude cracks me up so fucking bad. Like he got me with a one-liner. I'm still thinking about it today. Hot damn. But the problem is that I get home and I can't do anything else. I was yesterday. I made it. I got down to 95 pounds. I got on the scale, and I had a long ass day ahead of me. Uh, I get home, I have to rest my eyes. I couldn't play Minecraft. I couldn't watch it. Like, I'll play videos, but I'm just lying there with my eyes closed, listening, lying on the heating pad, because that's all you can do. Oh, Erica, what's up? Glad you made it. Missed it. Who was into the dark side? I don't know, but specifically the dark side. Thomas Collins' word. No, Frank had his first show on his secondary channel had AI on the title. I don't click on any videos that have AI in the title. If I won't do it for Grace Still Plays, my own father, I won't do it for anybody. Internet father. We're all online. So it wasn't for me. I don't have any time to spend on Satan on the last day of the year. I don't have time to spend on Satan on the first day of the year or any day in between. I'm not about that. I am too old. I've seen too much. I'm not on their side. And if you have a problem with that, again, I know whose side you're on. Have fun with that. I watched American Horror Story. Which one was the one with the Satanist? Was that Cult? It wasn't Apocalypse. Apocalypse was so bad they had to reference other seasons. I'm gonna be spoiling stuff tonight, so spoiler warning for anything. Erica said I didn't realize AI was in the title. It was something like because he'll put like it's sort of structured like a Quite Frankly episode, at least title wise. So it's like he'll put a few topics in the title. The first, it's like something else, AI something, and then that's when I checked out. I've got other stuff to do. My eyes were wrecked up. And if it was an episode of Quite Frankly, I will do everything under the sun to make sure I'm there. It doesn't matter how bad I've hurt my eyes during the day. That one day I had a migraine all day long, and it only went away right before I went to the show. So I will do absolutely everything under the sun to get to an episode of Quite Frankly, no matter how bad I feel. But this wasn't it. And it was the last day of the year. And I am a big proponent of every so often, you do have to just switch things up just to do it. Like have ice cream for breakfast one day. It didn't kill me when I did it. I'm sure you'll be fine. Maybe don't make a habit of it. Maybe don't make it a once a week thing. That kind of seems like a bit much. You don't want your body to expect bad food first thing. But just do it, just to try it. Why not? Have breakfast, have dessert for breakfast, and then maybe have your pancakes for dinner, and just do it switched up like that. Just have fun with it. So now I did end up eating something. They had pecan pie. I went out and they had pecan pie, so I had that. It's like, thank you. So I've got that for today. I just wanted some fucking pecan pie. Of all the stuff in the world, can you just have this one kind of pie? And they still had the expired ones I wouldn't buy the other day. Like, dude, I will take these off your hands for nothing. But I wasn't thinking of not trying to like hustle for an extra bite of food or anything like that. So I did eat something. Oh, I was just snacking on some stuff that I had. But this is something I never do. I never order pizza late. If I'm going to order a pizza, I'm waiting for the store to open. I want to get it first thing because if you wait later on, and this is with fast food restaurants too, like go there in the evening if you want the shittiest service and the most slapped together, half cooked fast food you've ever seen in your life. Go in the morning when they're still awake. So that's what I do. I'm not trying to get, because I've ordered from places and they deliver it and it's wrong and cold and the whole nine. So let me just avoid that. Have it first thing. That way I can digest all of it by the time I go to bed too. So there it was. It was like 6 whatever p.m. And I'm just kind of like, should I do this? I don't know if I really should. I don't have to commit until I hit like the confirm order button. I could just be like, oh, I just want to see how much all this stuff costs, whatever. Anyway, order a pizza, deliver it. They know me. I'm again, any restaurant or I go to, I'm just consistent enough that people get familiar with me. So it's like, what are the odds I get a delivery driver? I never order on a Friday either, so it was just way out of character for me. Smashed as much of that as I could. That was great. Uh, yeah. I had pecan pie earlier. Um, it was nice to feel full. And then I today I weigh myself and I was 99 pounds, which is perfect. I've always wanted to be 99 pounds on New Year's Day. I'm so proud of myself for that. God damn. Huh. Shouldn't have blasphemed, but still, it's not my religion. But I'm trying to be respectful. And so I'm like, there is no way I ate 4 pounds of food. That's like 4 pounds of weed. You can't. But then I'm like, you know what? It does make sense because I'm still digesting it. Like my stomach has not made noise all day. I ate earlier just because I was going to have to drink a monster and I didn't want to have to like jump up for an intermission break. So I've never, I usually have to like not think about food most of the day. Not an issue. Not an issue. Not for breakfast. Not taking a shower and getting out and nothing and like physical stuff. I'm just so it's still processing good and I'm at the correct weight. Holy shit! It's like magic. So that's cool. I never thought it's great to have all of my shit together on the most as much as I can on the most important day of the year for me. That's incredible. That would be like if your birthday was the most important day of the year for you and you felt like you had 75% of your ducks in a row. Alright, yeah, pecan pie is the best pie. Yeah, one to go to. Yeah, pecan pie, yum. Still haven't had it with coffee yet. That's the best way to have it, but you can just have it on its own. That's fine. Oh, it's so good. It's not blueberries, but that's okay. I've got blueberry something around. So that's doing great. As far as quite frankly goes, we'll see what it's like on next Friday. Again, it's this is one day of the year where I don't think about next. I'll think about next year tomorrow. It's kind of like one day just focused on itself. So I'll deal with the future when it happens. It's not promised to anybody. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'll just wait and see. Maybe the next title will have AI in it. And the only reason I sort of care, I didn't care last night, and then it kind of hit me today, because one of the Erica did reach out to mention that the show was on. I thank you for that. And then today I realized, well, maybe the Franklies want me there. I just so I'll keep my eye out. I'll wait and see what the next title is, and I'll just take it just a la carte. Yeah, too many channels have gone downhill for one reason or another, and half of them are because of AI. I don't condone that. It's YouTube, not AI tube, not Satan tube. What's up, John Rogers? Glad you made it. So if you guys went, I hope it was fun. I don't know how long it lasted. Like Zadalza was only 1 hour, 2 days a week. So if frankly, quite frankly, is going down to 4 days a week, that's still not so bad because it's 2 hour long shows. So if it's not like we're getting It's just one day, and whereas before I might have freaked out about that, honestly, I think it's just because, like, I really do want to, like, complete the Dark Shadows review. I do want to get better at Minecraft. But why start a thing to not get good at it? And that there's still a shitload of for me to learn with that game. It's like, I'm so sick of using stone tools. They wear out so fast, and it is so hard for me to find ores in that game. There is a trick. Oh, I can't wait to talk about that. There's even a trick. You can find this sort of like a cross section of clay in riverbeds, and I've got a shallow riverbed that goes right in front of my house. That's how I get to that town, the Lord of the Flies town. So I've seen them around. I didn't know what that meant. I'm glad I didn't dig them up, because they're like, here's the fast way to find diamonds. So I'm listening to this video real hard. I listened to it too a few times. You find that cross section, you go two blocks positive in the Z direction. You hit F3, it shows you all this information. That's how you find it out. For me, that's south. So you go to the middle, go up one block, go to that second block at the edge of the cross section, dig straight down. And yeah, you're going to have to dig down almost to bedrock. But they're like, and 8 times out of 10, you'll find diamonds. Okay. So I do it the first time, nothing. Do it the second time, I found maybe a couple chunks of gold. I found some lapis that's good for enchanting, which is a goal I have eventually. I've caught some books in the water. Uh, but I had to do some branch mining to find some diamonds, and I found some too. I'm like, you know what? With my luck, I'm going to have to do this at least 4 times to find anything. I know they said 8 out of 10 times, but I know sometimes if my luck is not going to hit, it's going to avoid me like the plague. So this seems like one of those things. I've got to try that a few more times. I found more lava than the first time I went straight down, you have to have the audio on or the subtitles on, because I heard lava, and if I would have kept going straight down, I would have hit lava, so I had to go off to the side. I found some redstone that way. But finding diamonds, it's so hard. And even finding iron, you need iron. Maybe I just suck at finding ores. It's still playable. It's not like you can't play the game without those things, but and I don't want to just cheat and add them in creative mode. Just little stuff. It's mostly fun. It's enough fun that I'll have dreams and see stuff in Minecraft. I'll be in either the cottage that I built in creative mode. I will be in my house that I have in survival mode. So it's crazy to think that a video game can become real places in my dreams so quickly. So I got it on August 18th. So it's still very new for me. Arden said, I think a shorter show is good. Was always at Frank's 1.5 hour show, so 4 days a week is about the same. I wouldn't want a shorter show. I'm used to that 2 hours by now. I'm still not over the trauma of only getting an hour at YouTube, for quite frankly, those 2 years ago when we just had to go over to Pilled, and all those conversations we were having just got caught right the fuck off. I could live to be 10,000 years old. I'm never going to not be pissed off about that. So, I wouldn't want a shorter show. I can understand less days of it, but please don't. And we do have a 2 hour show because people do support, quite frankly. So if you do support that show monetarily, thank you, because you guys give us those 2 hours in that chat room. So I wouldn't want it, if it was still 5 days a week and an hour and a half, I'd be like, okay, so when are the hour-long shows coming? Because I'd recognize patterns. It's like, yeah, I've seen it all. And most at this age, I've seen most shit before, and just do you know how old I am? It's like, This happened back in. And said yes, 2 hours, 4 days a week is a good outcome. It's really not that bad. It's 2 days a week more than when I found the show. Plus, they're all twice as long. So if you want to look at it like that, it's fine. It's not like we're expected to go use a platform that for me I can't use it. Let me talk about a few other things. I don't want to skip over this. The only reason I'm not going to scream right now is because I know the microphone can't take it. Otherwise, I'd give you an audio warning, but I do want to scream about this. This is what you get for fucking with me. I want to say on the Thursday show, that episode was so good. Frank said that Gilded is going down. That is getting shut down December, something like that. I said, woo fucking who. I was so damn excited. I was even swearing in the chat room. Because it just, Gilded, it's the worst version of Discord. It's so clunky and chunky and just, you can't, it won't let you block gifts, so I would have to block a lot of people. I was trying to have a conversation. People are posting pictures like children that you're not chatting in the chat room while you're there. Put that in a different room. But the thing is, it won't show you who you have blocked. So I don't know what I'm missing out on. I don't remember who I put the block on just because I can't have those animations when I'm trying to talk to people. I'm not 5 years old. And there was just so much time spent in there. And it's terrible to know a show's going on that you like and your friends are there and you have nothing you can't talk to them because you're not in the same chat room as them. So that just made me feel like shit for 6 months. And that was in the time when I quit my last job too. Everything was so much worse than it is now. John Rogers says, I think this new show on Pilled is for the same reason he was on doing the 1 hour Pilled to get everyone to go on there. I'm getting to that. But the thing with Gilded, okay, remember when I was saying there was this controversy with Roblox, like they're cracking down on the groomers there? Now suddenly Gilded is going down. I looked it up. I guess they expected it to be, they thought Roblox was so big that Gilded was going to be able to compete with Discord, and then it really didn't take off. And about a year and a half ago, they made it so you had to have a Roblox account to be on Gilded. Which was nothing. It just takes like a minute to set up. A lot of people gave him pushback for that. And then with this controversy going on, they've got to give it the axe. That's what you get. But what kind of just made me LOL is when I did look it up. Now, if this was putting people out of work, I am sorry about that. So I'm not celebrating it going down. Like, I hate to see people out of a job, so if that's what's going on, like, I hope they get new jobs, but aside from that, it's shutting down at the end of 2025. But what happened, this is what got me. The shutdown was announced on September 28, 2025. That is a holiday for me. That's as funny to me as me crashing Rumble the day it pissed me off. Like, yeah, that the sun's not in a water sign then, that's air, but still, the fact that it's a holiday for me and you're taking down this site that just, you yellow fucking piece of shit. I cannot wait to take this app off of my phone. Ugh. Fuck those guys. That's what you get. So if you prefer using Gilded, I'm sorry. The only big thing with Discord that you do need to watch out for is, back when Frank had his first Discord, I talk about the Discord days, that was the old one. For whatever reason, the whole Discord channel got taken down, plus Frank lost his personal account. That's a dick move. So with that in mind, what it is, you don't want to be just joining all of your friends. You don't want to be signed up for 30 different Discords, because if one of those channels gets in trouble, you don't know if your personal account is going to get the axe. So really only join somebody's Discord if you know they're good people. Don't just be meeting somebody and some people want to send you a link. Hey, join my Discord. It's like, I just met you today. Like, you just let that link go. That's the only thing. Just don't be joining up with a bunch of other Discords in case they're shady. You don't want to lose your account because you're connected with a bunch of weirdos. That's really it. You can voice chat on there. You can video chat on there. If you have a computer, you can play a movie, and so all of your friends can watch it, and then there's a chat room for them to talk in. I've participated in that before. Somebody else hosted it. I use it for work. Whenever I'm gonna, before I set up my shows, I've got a notes app. That's where I've got my, like what I put in the description and the title. So I'll work stuff out there, type it up there. I copy it from my phone, put it in Discord. Then I pull it up on the tablet, and then I put that into Streamlabs, and that's what everybody can see. So I do use it too. So yeah, won't miss you, Gilded. Never liked using you, ever. Bad vibes. And that's what Roblox gets for hosting a site that lets predators prey on children. While Minecraft, the average user is 25, Roblox is a game mostly children play. So that's where the perverts are. But yeah, as far as Pilled goes, I think I did mention to you guys, oh, yeah, a month or so ago. I just sent a real quick email off, like, yeah, just wondering if there was a way, like, sometime in the future, if they were planning on implementing a way to get rid of all animations, including other users' animated avatars, and that was it. Just like my email to another company, never heard back. But Frank even announced, I guess the guy who owns Pilled is named Matt. That's all I know. Don't know if he's a cat or anything like that. Just some dude named Matt. But Frank had introduced him like, hey, here's dude from Pilled, and used a paragraph. We just thought, maybe he said you can, like, don't be afraid to send somebody a DM. They can ignore you if you want, but it doesn't hurt. It's like asking a question. It doesn't hurt to ask. You can send somebody a DM. Just don't send 50 in a row if they never answer you back. Don't be a creep about it, but you can ask a question. So I just DM'd him. I was like, are you the same Matt? Because there's so many Matts. Like, I'm not sure. And he ended up answering me back. And I had said what I, told you. Or wait, how did it go? It does feel a little bit shady talking about something in a DM. Maybe I don't want to be too specific, but I just said, hey, I wonder if there's a way to turn off the animations, including the avatars, and I got the standard answer. John Rogers, just check my Discord is still up. Yeah, Discord's fine. It's just Gilded is going away. And if all you're really signed up for is Frank's Discord, it's not like anything bad happens in there. But I get the standard answer, how there's a button to turn off the GIFs. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but the thing is, even if you block somebody, you still see their animated avatar. I mentioned I've got, permanent vision loss, and I can't participate in anything, frankly, related on that site. And he'd never heard of that before. So that means they didn't get my email. But he was nice. He was nice. It was not a long conversation. And I'm like, yeah, if there's a suggestion box, I'd like to drop that in there. But he'd never heard of such a thing or thought of such a thing. And I'm not going to hold that against him. If people don't have a certain disability, they can't conceive of what it's like. I think that's why I like the film Avatar so much, the James Horner one, not the animated one. Nothing against it, I just haven't seen it. It's just because of the main character. is disabled. Dude who's been stuck in a wheelchair for a hot minute, and suddenly you give this dude legs and he gets to run around. If you've never had to do time in a wheelchair, you don't know what it's like to suddenly be able to walk again. You never had dreams where you were looking down at your legs walking. So that movie's going to hit you different if you never had to suffer through that. So I do understand why, if you were not, if I didn't have these vision problems, I would not be in the situation I am right now. But it's stuff you don't think of when it doesn't apply to you. So I'm not knocking him for not thinking about that. But now he knows, and I, thanked him for his time, and I'm not trying to have a full-on conversation with a stranger. I could be Friday. He owns a. I assume if you own a website, you're busy. So it was nice enough for him to just chat back at me. So I'm not gonna give the guy a hard time or anything. So yeah, like I said what I had to say. Cool. I just wanted to. It's not really even about me. It's not like I'm saying, hey, I need this to be fixed in the next month. I just would like to see the world as a better place than the way I found it, and that's like, I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I'm just imagining what it would be like to be unpilled and not have animations. How's the audio? I gotta remember to. I'm not going through episodes, so I don't know when to stop to check. Hold on, let me stop and check right now. Ooh, that got me emotional. I'm okay. Oh, I tell you what fucked me up. I got, again, don't drink soda, but I drank soda, and then I wondered why I woke up today and I was so sleepy. And maybe it was all that sucralose and sugar, and that's why that happens. I'm not a big soda drinker. I only drink it on my birthday, or around for my birthday and around New Year's Day. It might be okay. It might be okay. That's why. Okay, yeah. It works, it works. Good. Uh, Exit YouTube. Off. Good. I gotta cover this up. Oh boy. Where's the front of this? There's a hole in this I don't like to see. Okay. Uh, that TV is as long as my leg. TVs are way too big. One to go to sounds good to me. Good, yeah. It's not going to sound right on my phone if I listen back. I've got to turn it on the TV, and yeah, that's it. Didn't go tinny. Oh, just a second here. Oh no, did I touch my glasses? Forget to. Did I? No, I don't think so. Oh, I did. Fantastic. Hold on. Here's the part where I read off everybody who sent in a super chat since I opened up super chats, but I wrote them down and now I have my glasses off so I can't see them and I didn't memorize them, so I can't talk about that just now. It's ever so slightly humid. It was like 50% chance of rain. I don't think it rained, but it got just humid enough where if you open the window, it's cold outside, but the second you close it, it feels stuffy. I wanted to wear my long sleeve shirt, but I was like, oh no, I'm feeling the humidity too much. It's weird. You think it would feel it less because when you're overweight, you notice any kind of, if the temperature changes 1 degree, you notice because you start sweating. Then you get your weight all the way down, and that still happens. Like I can still feel it. That's okay. But yeah, what I did, I went back. I went into Venmo and buy me a coffee, which it did get cleared up. That's why I'm living on super chats now. I'm just here for the Franklies. Those are the dimes I'm living on. But yeah, back when YouTube pissed me off by taking down one of my episodes in December, that's it. They pissed me off. So I opened up a Venmo. I buy me a coffee. Since to get super chats. Oh, what do you have to have? Like a 500 subscribers, 1,000? I haven't looked it up in a while. But I jumped the gun on that. Open up super chats. So I do want to shout out, and I wrote them down fresh. I'm not reading my old notes from the last time I did this, whenever that was. So I do want to shout out Wally World, Moon Bunny, Jenna, Kara, Dandy, Zora, Pickle Farmer, a Pickle Gamer, you know him. Or Pickled Gamer, we call him Pickle Farmer. Lisa Gray, Stosub, Patrick, and Leanne. You guys, I got milk the other day. I never buy milk anymore. I've got some shelf-stable milk to have in case the power goes out, but I haven't had to drink that since the last one expired, so I don't get to drink that much milk anymore. I just wanted something to drink that wasn't bad for me, like soda. And I've got coffee, I've got tea, I've got water. I just wanted something different. Milk! What's the expiration date? Because that stuff, it expires so quick. Like, I couldn't get a gallon of milk. It'd be nice to drink that much, but it's going to go bad too soon. And not with cereal. I'm just drinking a glass of milk like Roger. Roger Collins. So I don't really, as maybe I should, but I still don't. Like, I don't have a set, like, food that I have on New Year's Day or exactly set things to do. Maybe I did at one point, but then things fell apart for me when my friend died 11 years ago this month. So I don't know what I did before that. That's why my birthday's not a big deal to me. After my friend died, I wasn't happy to be alive anymore, so I didn't celebrate my birthday anymore. So I don't. It's just a day. It's just a day I have to be careful on because I have bad luck that day. So like, don't plan on going out and having fun and doing anything. To just stay in. Oh, pardon me again. Why is my nose dripping? I just figured this out. I've been doing live shows since May of 2024. Just pieced it together that I never understood why I can cool down the room before I go live, close the window, and suddenly the room's hotter. I really thought it was just because, plugging stuff in. Didn't think it was this fucking lamp right in front of me putting heat out all the time. Maybe that's why the room feels warmer after 2 hours. I just thought I was working hard. No, maybe it's just this giant. Because I brought that up before. Is it like, why am I just noticing this? A light bulb gets so hot. I feel like so much heat, so much energy is being lost out the top of that. Like you could grill on that thing. I never had an easy bake oven. Didn't that cook with a light bulb? Like those get hot. You could hurt yourself. 36212. So where to start with this? Back in, it must have been summer of 1998. And I feel like I read this in a tabloid magazine rather than just hearing it on like those Entertainment Tonight hard copy type. I was into like those kind of shows back in the day. But it was some report And it was really vague, not a lot of information at all, but it was just that Brendan Fraser was on the set of a film, and they had to do a hanging scene, and just he had just been hung up by the neck for too long and ended up blacking out for about 30 seconds, but he's fine, he's okay. And I'm thinking, damn, like, be careful. Like, oh my god, dude, that's Encino Man. Just what the hell? What kind of fucking movie are you filming where you gotta hang a man? Just I don't know, that's all we were told. Like, okay, he's fine, but just please be more careful. Fuck. So that's it. That's all we knew. No movie title, nothing. And I wasn't like following his career exactly. I can see my bandana here a little bit too much. Okay. That's all there was. Just please be careful. Oh my god, dude, that's serious. NT, what's up? Glad you made it. Burned Michael Kelso style. Right. It's like, well, let me put it. Just why does it get so hot so fast? Can you just light up and not get? I don't know how stuff works. I'm not a scientist. But that's all. That's all we knew. So jump ahead to Oscar season. This was back when I never missed the Oscars. I never missed the Grammys. Back when that meant something. This would have been winter of 1999. And of course, I watched the whole Oscars. And if I'm sure they still do this, but at least back in the day, if you watch any kind of award show, even like sporting event, they play the whole thing, they play the credits, and then you get this little commercial block before the next show starts. It was usually the news. Then they change the channel. But the commercials there are going to be very movie related because you just watched the Oscars. What else are they going to be about? And so this was just, it's not the previews we got used to later on, but just a very rough preview for a movie that was going to come out in May, and this would have been about March, beginning of March, Pisces, and but it was this is rough, not rough looking, but not fully fleshed out. It's going to be a film coming out, summer blockbuster, action going on, sand. It was called The Mummy. It had this ancient Egyptian stuff, and I've always been into that. I'm like, cool. I didn't even know who was in it. I don't even think they had that much, and maybe it was just some action shots, but I didn't care. I'm like, I'm going to go see this, full stop. Nothing was going to stop me. But you don't dwell on it like, oh, I'm going to see this movie that it's like, yes, there was the internet, but it really was not your first place to go to for information. And if there was a website like themummy.com, like, yeah, later on there was, it might still be there, but it's not like it really. I didn't even think to go there. It was just not like that in 1999, at least not for me. So anyway, go on. I was working and everything. Oh, wait, I was 17, so I was working. You're not allowed to work full time, but I was working 38 hours a week. Anyway, get to May. And movies drop on. Nowadays, I wish they would have done this back then, but nowadays they will have a film come out like Thursday night, so you can watch like a very late screening of it, and then that Friday was when a film comes out properly. So May 7th, The Mummy drops. I had to work on Fridays. There was I was always off on Sundays and Mondays, so it would have had to have been Sunday, May 9th. Go to the movies. And I didn't know this at the time, but I was going to end up seeing this film 17 times. So I got, and the previews never changed. I have no desire to see any of the films that there were previews for. I'm pretty sure it was Notting Hill, Wild Wild West, Norbit. Don't care, do not care at all. I'm so sick of seeing those previews still. Do not care. And I have heard nothing good about any of those. I don't like what's her name? What's her bitch with the top lip that doesn't dip down? Julia Roberts, cannot stand her. She was good in Mary Riley because she never smiled. But that's beside the point. Uh, I did not know anyone in this cast. I knew Brendan Fraser. I saw The Mummy like everybody, or I saw Titanic like everybody else 2 years prior, so I knew who Jonathan Hyde was. I don't know who these English people are. I don't know who these American people are. Who the hell is this Benny? I've never seen any of these actors before in anything. Never had so much fun at a film. Like this movie starts and it just never stops. Like yes, there are quiet moments, but it just personally I did not notice it the first time. I just felt like I was rushing through a fun adventure for 2 hours. And then it was over, and I had to see more. Jules, what's up? Glad you made it. Says, hey, good to see you. Missed you last night. Yeah, sorry about that. I wasn't on last. I was a little bit out of it yesterday with my vision being fucked up. So I get up today, and I look at YouTube, and I'm like, why did I post things with no links yet? Well, first, what fucked me off is I didn't have anything scheduled for today. I usually schedule like my 2 posts I'm gonna put out, but I thought I did that for New Year's Day. I guess I didn't. But it was absolutely no scheduled post. And then I go to see what was posted, and there's stuff posted without links, and I forgot to unschedule those from whenever I set those up a couple of weeks ago. So sorry, my bad. I That's embarrassing. I could have just deleted them and not said anything, but yes, sorry about that. That's just me screwing up. It's okay. Yeah, so I wasn't live yesterday. Frank was. Uh, yeah, my bad. The thing with the Mummy is it starts out with the Universal logo. Jules, just good to see you. Yeah, it's good to see you guys too. It's like, well, damn, I just screwed up left and right yesterday. It was fine. It was fine. Nobody got hurt. Just my eyes, but they got better. That movie starts out. It is the music starts out right away, and as much fun as I had with that film, it really was the music. They call it the love theme. That's what really got me. I'd never heard anything like this. I was just completely gone with this music. Like I just cannot. How can I've never heard anything like this before. I was just so in love with it. I'm like I have to pay so because there's no. It just starts out. We barely get to see the title of the film, so we don't know who any of these people are. Don't even know. I don't know who directed it. Don't know the composer. Don't know nothing. I know it wasn't James Horner. It's like no, that certainly doesn't sound like him. It's got to be somebody else. That first shot, the only real thing is the pharaoh on his chariot. Absolutely all of the rest of it, if you can't tell, that's not real. Didn't know that at the time. I've watched the Ultimate Edition of The Mummy. It does have commentary by the director. So you find out a lot of, ins and out behind the scenes type of stuff. That's how I know some of this stuff. And to ever use something like Pluto app or anything like that, it has a bunch of old shows and movies for free. I do have a link for Tubi for Dark Shadows right now. That's a free app. Pluto has it. Pluto TV has it as well, but they've only got episode 210 till episode 800 something, and it stops at episode 1245. They don't have all of it. I don't know what that's about. They might have some of the movies. They've got a lot of other stuff though, so if it's not on Tubi, try Pluto TV. I do have that app as well. Got rid of Netflix. I really wasn't using it anyway. But yeah, definitely Pluto TV app. It is yellow. It's a little bit more annoying. Tubi's purple. But if it has the movie you want, then it has the movie you want. That's all it is to it. You just have to put up with ads. Just mute it. Don't watch the ads. Don't pay attention to them. But yeah, I absolutely love the film. It just, like, the action starts, it does not stop. It would be easier to talk about There's less things to mention about it that I don't like, and those are just minor things. In retrospect, knowing what I know about Egyptology, it's still entertaining, even if you want to hone in on all of the inaccuracies. It actually is does it looks very authentic compared to anything else that takes place has anything to do with ancient Egypt. Like it's going to look better than it's more accurate than Stargate, more accurate than The Fifth Element, more accurate than it is based off of the Boris Karloff version from the 30s. So if you do go back and watch that, there are some lines that are the same. There are some lines that are tweaked. So there's that line about O'Connell saying about Imhotep, you probably got a little bit too frisky with Pharaoh's daughter. Go back to the original, and the line is something like, "Oh, he probably got a little bit too gay with the Vestal Virgins." Back when gay meant something else in the 30s. The Boris Karloff one is good. It's very atmospheric. For what you could do at the time, I was still creeped out, so it holds up. So it is kind of technically a remake, but this is back when people still cared about good filmmaking. So it was so wild to be just kind of just thrown into this adventure and not knowing on any of these people and still having a good time. And then it felt like this huge, frantic, amazing rush. And then we finally get to the end. Not finally. It's only 2 hours. It's 2 hours and 4 minutes and a few seconds on change, but the official listed time is 2 hours and 5 minutes. I wanted more. I wasn't done. But that's when it ends. And that's when everything gets calm, and that's why I like the credits for a film, because that's the one time when the composer doesn't have to be. It seems like they don't like if they're syncing up cues. It's more like they're making maybe the music big for certain names. It seems like, but it's more like on the whole, it's a little bit more relaxed. The composer can just sort of do what they want with whatever themes they're using. You really, when you are a composer, you kind of do just have to bust your nut with any of your ideas you have for that score, because if you try to revisit it, then you're getting a copyright hit for sounding too much like yourself. You're just not allowed to do that. We've been over that, so you just get it all out then, and it kind of like the credits are the last hurrah. That's the last time we're gonna hear the composer. And being a composer, you do have to realize that your work, you can't have a big ego, because your work is going to be what's cut first. They're not going to cut out the actor's dialogue. They're not going to cut out the action. What they're going to do is like maybe drop down the score so we can hear the explosion. So you just that's just how you have to know. That's what's going to happen to your work. You can put all this effort into it and just know once you give it away, you don't know what they're going to do with it. But you get the credits. You can kind of, it seems like you can do what you want. I kind of don't know what to say here. It is the love. You've seen the Mummy. You can just jump to the credits. It is that love theme. That's what I wanted to hear. That's what I was there for. Like they're showing all the names of the actors, and I don't recognize any of these people except two. Like, oh, okay, because they show you the names of the actors first, and then you get the like the names of the actors next to the character they played. So the first time they show it, it's like, what? Who? Rachel, what? I just okay, sure. Everybody did a good job, so I didn't know who to sync up with whom. But what it does, it gets to like when it's coming, you kind of get a feel for like the way director or just a composer, editors, all this stuff, casting. It gets to the film composer. And don't you know, that's when the music swells up to, and composed by Jerry Goldsmith. That name was brand new to me, I thought, but it was the first time I was absorbing it, and I knew I had to find out everything about this guy. I couldn't wait to, like, it was the theater, was right behind the mall. It still is, but it's not a theater anymore. Then they built a theater right next to it. But the old theater behind the mall was still, it's right there. You can just walk right over. I couldn't wait to go over to Sam Goody and buy the CD. Oh my God. I was never ready to run and buy an album so quick. But the way they used to do it back then is they would drop, like the movie came out on a Friday, and then the score or soundtrack would not come out until the following Tuesday. Okay, I don't know if they still do that, but that's how it was then. Oh, I bitch up Satan. What's up? Nick, up with your sister? Oh, on the phone with your sister? Oh, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, thank you. Smash that like button right, meow. So yeah, Jerry Goldsmith had something to work with. I'm like who is this guy? I've never heard this name before. I gotta find out everything he's done. Let me go online. In 1999. I don't know what I found there. I know I was IMDb even a thing back then. Maybe, possibly. Well, I'm gonna say yeah because one of the oldest accounts I have is at IMDb, and I started that in the year 2000. I'm like, I could be in 2020, right? But no, 2000. Okay, yeah, I was online then, sure. So anyway, look up Jerry Goldsmith. What else has he done? I have to see everything. I have to hear everything. And again, this was 1999. Look him up. Hey, what had he done most recently? Just scroll back a little bit. And one of the things he had done was the year prior. It was Mulan. I saw Mulan. I was in the theater for that. I think I had the soundtrack. If I didn't, I sure went and bought it after that. Wait, I know this guy. I saw that film. It was great. Like that was him. Like, has he done other stuff that maybe I do know this guy? No, I just didn't put two and two together. And the thing with Jerry Goldsmith is he's been working or had been working. He started in TV, but it was 1952. So if you were into, I forget exactly when he got broke into film, but if you've been around since 1952 till about I think the last score that he did came out maybe 2003. He had gotten cancer at the end there, so he wasn't doing too good. Looney Tunes Back in Action was one of the last scores he did. Haven't heard it. Um, so you would know his work without realizing it. He did Patton. Poltergeist. He's done Alien. He's done so much stuff that you wouldn't even. We brought up Dennis the Menace. He did that. So he's done. They always wanted him to do spooky movies, but he liked the romantic stuff. He's interested in the love story side of it. So he's been around. You know his work without realizing it. You've seen Gremlins, stuff like that. So he can do it all. So I didn't realize that this guy's music has always been around me. A Secret of Nim. It's cartoon, but I saw that back in the day. I'm like, oh, so this guy has always been around. But I saw that I'd never seen a movie like that. I'd never been on such a adventure before. Just like it was just felt like it was nonstop for 2 hours. I never had that kind of a rush from a film. And before I did drugs, movies were my drugs, and that was the best high I'd ever had in my entire life. I had to have more. So 2 days later, it was a Tuesday, and I got off of work. And it's like, hey, let's go to the movies. Like, hell yeah. What are we going to see? Don't even have to ask. And that was my routine for the whole time that was in theaters. I did end up seeing it 17 times. I left theaters. It was like early mid July, something like that. Pissed off about that. But then they played it at the State Theater. It was played on it must have been a weekend. I should have seen it more, but one of the days that it was playing was on August 1st. I got to see it another time there. It's not as good watching a movie at the State Theater, but I was not going to complain. And then it was just a super long wait to get the actual movie. God, that took forever. Because there it was August 1st. The movie was not going to be out on tape until September 28th. It's like, bro, that is like 2 months. That is forever. But I got it back when they had Suncoast. They knew me in there. I was in there a lot. Again, movie addict. And they had a giant like stand for the Mummy. It came right up to my eyebrows. They ended up giving that to me. So that was cool of them. But what happened was that they got the movie a little bit sooner than the release date. They got it the day before, and I had pre-ordered, of course, so I got a phone call saying it was in. And at the time, I was working 2 jobs, and my back was a wreck. And I didn't know this how to fix my back the way I do now. So God, that was so uncomfortable. I go to the mall. I pick up my tape of the Mummy. Super excited. Had the like the I don't know if I still had the stand. They had to wait until it was like completely out. So maybe I picked it up the next day. I'll get to that. But I get home. I take every ice pack we had in the house. Lay down a towel. Lay down the ice packs. Laid on that because I didn't know I needed heat for my back. And as I'm lying there watching it, I was never more pissed off. This was the fucking standard version. Oh, hell no. I am going back to the mall tomorrow, no matter fucking what. So mad that they should have warned me, but never so pissed off. Do not standard me. Because what it does when they recut a film standard, it is recut. Watch Independence Day, standard cut. There's early on in the film, there's a shot of the spaceship, and you see it's centered. But if you watch a standard, it starts here and then sweeps over, so you lose the integrity of the shot. So it's not even the same fucking movie. So I almost could not watch it, but I needed my fix, so there I was. Ran to the mall the next day. Give me the correct version, cash. And it says widescreen. That's when I learned real fucking hard. At widescreen or nothing. And then later on, it became a thing to have like the widescreen version of a movie on one side and the fucked up standard version on the other side. They cut that shit out eventually, but you will... If you see that, that's why I don't know why. People who hate movies will watch standard versions. If you don't like the black bars, it's because you hate movies. Go fuck yourself. Watch a TV show. It's like, no, this needs to look the way it looked in the theater, or hell's gonna break loose. So I got the widescreen version, brought it home, and I forget if it was them that I noticed it or the day before, but there's, the previews before the movie starts, and I didn't fast forward through them, but the thing was, it's like, buy the Mummy on DVD. You get extras with it. Like, I need that. I've got to have that. So that's when I've got to get a DVD player. I've got to upgrade. That was interesting because I got a DVD player. I couldn't get it right away. I don't understand why. Maybe the stores just did not sell what I needed. But I ended up going to like the official Sony website to order a DVD player. And I'll never forget, it was $537 and change in 1999. It's a 1 DVD player. That's it. I'll never forget that, like the controller, you can like zoom, and it had like, it's got the circle, and every time you click it, you can like advance the screen. It was very, it's better than a DVD player you'll get now. But I like that you could do that. Yeah, one to go to, Letterbox or bust. John Rogers, last movie I watched at the State Theater was Twister. Twister's good. I remember when that came out. Me and my friend, a bunch of dumbasses sitting in the front row watching it like this. Like, why does my neck hurt? I don't know, but that movie was fun. Jonas, son of a bitch. And I couldn't get the DVD player for a while, so there it was, September, and I knew I was gonna get the DVD player. It didn't end up showing up until January. I don't know if it was something about Christmas and it just took, but it did. So I had about 3 months there where I was buying DVDs that I could not watch yet. So I had about like 30 by the time it showed up. Like, good, I can watch these now. But it did. It had all kinds of extras on it. Oh, I don't have a regular version of it anymore. It had extras on it. That's fine. John McHugh, glad you made it. I miss Blockbuster. Remember that smell of Blockbuster? Thomas Collins, yes, it will get better. Yeah. But yeah, best movie I ever saw. It totally changed my life. A few weeks later, it just happened to be October 11th, 1999, and that's when I just decided it's everything. I was not religious before. I knew I was not atheist, but I needed some kind of religion in my life, and then things fell together. And that's when day one was. It was October 11th, 1999. It was a Monday because I was off work that day. It could have been the day before because I was off on Sunday and Monday, like I said, but things just were not right for whatever reason. It just didn't feel right the day before, so there it was on the 11th. I didn't specifically choose that day. That's just what it happened to be. Kind of like when you're born, you can sort of plan it 9 months ahead. Not you personally, your parents, but I don't know if people are exactly like, okay, if you want to have a baby on this day, get in bed, honey. Okay, now it's just I don't know if folks do it like that. Thomas Collins, the best is yet to come. I'd like to think so. And then I told you the story about how when The Mummy debuted, it did so well that the studio told Stephen Sommers, we're doing a sequel. And he said, I don't do sequels. And they said, we're doing a sequel whether you're involved or not. So I did a sequel. But before the sequel came out, that was April 24th, 2001, when The Mummy, the Ultimate Edition came out. And this is the one, it has the commentary with Stephen Sommers and the editor, Bob Duxey. And then it also has commentary with Brendan Fraser, Oded Fair, and Kevin J. O'Connor, who played Benny. He's actually a white guy in real life. I've seen him just play like a guy on Law and Order Criminal Intent. And I'm like, wait. And I'm like imagining him with like dark circles under his eyes and a fez. I'm like, that's Benny. Like, ooh, he's playing a bad guy here too. Ugh. Season 3 or something like that. I don't remember. And then I didn't realize this, but there's also commentary on here with Brendan Fraser, and I've still not watched it to this day. It's here. I can watch it another. I can't believe I've like this has been out since 2001, and it was like last year, so 2025 when I realized that. So yeah, maybe I was just too excited to notice. So that's on there. That's how I know a lot about the film. It would be a little bit awkward to repeat that back to folks when you can just watch it yourself. So that came out to get people excited for The Mummy Returns. And yes, I did go see that twice. I'll be honest, I walked out of that film crying. It was so not up to the standards of the first film. You can just tell it was just so slapped together. And while the special effects for The Mummy, it's kind of 50-50. Some of the effects do hold up. Some of the effects, I'm not going to say they don't hold up because that's the way they looked back then. And you use your imagination to cover up some of it. So it's not like it's going to take you out of the movie, but there are times when it's noticeable. It's ILM. They did the best they could. And then some of the special effects you don't notice because they're so good. But yeah, the Mummy Returns. Please don't go into that thinking you're gonna feel the same way you did watching the first film. It's Alan Silvestri does the score. He did the Back to the Future score, which is better. If you're following Jerry Goldsmith, I don't know how. I'm gonna have to sit and watch Alien and then Aliens because Jerry did Alien, James Horner did Aliens, plural. And there's a story. James Horner was in the room when Jerry was conducting for Alien, and it just blows my mind that like when James Horner started out, he didn't even know who other real composers were. He was just like, I'm just out of school. I want to be a composer, and then to find out my two favorite composers were in the same room at the same time. Can't even. I can't even. I you can't. I couldn't be a fly on the wall in that room. I would just fucking explode. I can't be around that much talent. Yeah, it does have its good parts. I'm a huge Rachel Weisz. Weisz. It's pronounced Weisz. Rachel Weisz. That is my wife. Don't let me catch you staring at that woman too long, or there's going to be a fight in the parking lot. John Rogers. I went to Video Pix, or the one that where Meg's Machine Shop is now. Because wasn't Video Pix over? Like they ended up moving over onto like near 7-Eleven. I don't go to that part of town at all. I couldn't tell you. I want to say there was a video place there next to Joe Walk, but no, they went out of business. No, that parking lot's dangerous. I don't even know. Redbox went out of business. I don't know where you can rent movies from. You kind of don't have to because there's free film streaming services and like there's so like just TV shows, just seasons and seasons available. Yeah, I don't know how the Mummy Returns performed or anything like that. If it did better or worse than the other one, but then there was after watching that, I didn't think there was going to be like a third one in the next 2 years, and there wasn't. It's just that they rely way too heavily on CGI. It was 2001. It was spring of 2001. That's the one where it's got The Rock in it, and the first time, or it's like the second half of the movie, it's not even him. It's all CGI, and it's those effects did not hold up back then. I'm sure they're much worse now. It gave Patricia Velasquez an opportunity to like do more than just get killed off. Anaxuna Moon, that's her. So like, wow, they're letting her speak English and like do stuff and not just be painted up. John Rogers, near there, I think it's a thrift store. Now, yeah, I think it is a thrift store. A lot of these secondhand stores around this town, like nobody wanted that crap anyway. It's just the stuff before the dumpster. I don't know. Maybe it's cheap. I've never been in a position to go furniture shopping, other than like buying an office chair or something like that. And then I told you I haven't seen the third one. It was like one day it was just like on TV, but I won't. I'm not gonna watch a movie that's already started, and it was maybe like at 20 minutes into it, and we're following around some kid, and by some kid I mean some like a 20-year-old guy doing stuff. Oh, okay. And then it gets to actually show Brendan Fraser. I'm like, cool, this is who I want to see. Where's Evelyn? Who's this bitch? Like, oh, Rachel Weisz she didn't even want to show up. They had to recast Evelyn. So like, oh hell no, my wife's not even in this, bruh. Like, no, no, nothing against Brendan Fraser, but if the next one comes out and I'm planning to go see it, then yes, I would watch the third Mummy. Well, what is it like Curse of the Emperor's Tomb? But they have to make everything Asian in the third one, just like the third Pirates of the Caribbean. Maybe it's good. I don't know. I don't knock it till you tried it, but who even did the score. I don't know. Just not interested. But that's okay. I just nothing against the actors. They got to make their money. I'm all for Brendan Fraser. Oh, Anne Monroe. Yeah, that sounds correct, John. Sounds right. I haven't been to 7-Eleven since they gave me food poisoning, but I guess it's my fault for eating food from a gas station. So, lesson learned. That was on New Year's Day one year. I forget what year. Was it on New Year's? No, I got food poisoning twice in the same year. It was like maybe summer or spring. Had that happen, decided I didn't need to go back. And then it was New Year's Day, maybe 2011. But up the road, there's it's a Mexican restaurant. It's not Taco Bell. It's a Mexican restaurant. Like refried beans and Spanish rice and tacos, and it never tasted better. I've rarely eat out, well, like sit down restaurant. And I was by myself too. It's very odd to be sitting in a restaurant eating by yourself. I don't do that, but I figured it was New Year's Day. I do not care. At least me, when I get food poisoning, and the only reason I know this is because it happened twice in one year. It's like you're fine, you're fine. You go about your day. But then all of a sudden, it's almost like an elevator hitting the bottom floor way too fast. Like it got to two, and then it just released for that very last one. So you just feel this tiredness come on you, and you don't know why. It's like, I don't know, maybe I just did too much today. I don't know what it is. So let me go lie down. This is the end of the day. All right. Then you're, waking up and spending extra time in the bathroom and all that stuff. So I'm like, that's what that tired feeling was. I'm glad I got plenty of toilet papers. This is how I wanted to spend New Year's Day. WTF. Just haven't eaten there in a while. It was under different management then, to be fair. So I'm sure it's fine. I think I've eaten there since and been fine. It was just that one time. John Rogers says I have the original Mummy trilogy. That's cool. Those films, it seems like one is not going to be anything like the other. The second one's nothing like the first one. So the third one, and it takes place, like their son's growing up by then. So like it's the if the first film takes place, the first film it starts in ancient Egypt, but in modern times who was Pharaoh? Seti the first, so that's right before Ramses the second. That's the one from the Exodus. So just before then, it's after Amenhotep. But like the film actually, when all the adventures going on and Imhotep's like there and like killing everybody, that's 1926. So that was back before there were talkies, back when there was still vaudeville. So then if you jump to The Mummy Returns, their son is 8. So that means it would be, what, like 9 years after the first one? So 1935? Okay, 1935. So, and then there's their son grown up. Let's say he's 18. I don't know how old he's supposed to be. Let's just say 18. I don't know if let's just say 18. So that's another 10 years. So now we're at the end of World War II, which is fine. I'm interested in like that area of time. Again, if I was going to be committed to, now I know this is not going to bite me in the ass. The only reason I watched The Last Jedi was because I was planning on watching episode 9. Hand to heaven, I think that film was cursed because I watched it and a year and a day later my cat Jake died. That film has nothing to do with anything. If you want to see the worst editing and the worst storytelling and so much action happen with zero consequences, like the thickest plot armor you've ever seen in your entire life. Waste your time on that. Actually, don't, because I really do think it's cursed. The only reason to watch it, and I'll never look at him the same way again. Like, yeah, we get to see Adam Driver topless, but he's Kylo Ren, and Kylo Ren wears his pants. They're not this high, but do you know how high people wore their pants in the 30s? What year is it in Star Wars? Why are Kylo Ren's pants up so high? Like, that is honestly the, as weird as that movie is, that's honestly the oddest thing. Why are they so high? Is that standard in Star? Because I've seen the main Star Wars films. Uh, I wanted to watch Rogue One, but it would not play on that app, so I haven't seen the good one. I saw Solo, the Han Solo. It's like a 6 out of 10. It's a fun space movie if you don't think about Star Wars while you're watching it. Don't think about Han Solo while you're watching it because I don't know who that guy's supposed to be, but he's not Han. Why the high pants? That's so. And like they've got extra makeup on Daisy Ridley. She doesn't need that. And then just what they do with Luke and like that whole racing part with Finn and Rose does not need to be there. It's boring as fuck. Why is Benicio del Toro here? I like the guy as an actor, but why are you here? No. But I don't think that would be like that for The Mummy. Like, I really don't think any of those films are cursed. It would be, I get the feeling that they would try to tie in the other two if they've waited this long about brought back Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz. I think I need to pay attention to all of them so to make sure everything makes sense. Oh, I bet Slap Satan says I have a great sense of humor. Thank you. It's dark. I'm comfortable with it. John Rogers, the best trilogy to watch is Back to the Future. Yes, Back to the Future trilogy. Watch longer Lord of the Rings trilogy. But yes, Back to the Future. Oh my god. Love that so much. And then that was another one, the third Back to the Future. There's, spoilers for that. But Marty, they're hanging Michael J. Fox up by the neck. That dude was really hung. Like, that was, I don't know about in the pants, but like at least by the neck, like dude was really choking. I think he did end up blacking out or just being woozy from it. What's that disease he has now? I'm sure didn't help. But yeah, the thing, even now, I'll go through patches where I don't watch The Mummy. But it's so weird. Sometimes I'll listen to the soundtrack and I'm not even thinking about it, and I'm just saying lines from the film. There's a part where Imhotep orders his guys to like kill everybody. He says it sounds. The thing is with that movie, when they're speaking ancient Egyptian, they pushed really hard for that. The studio wanted subtitles. Director's like, no, I want this to be authentic. We brought in an Egyptologist to take the script, turn it into ancient Egypt, give it to the actors to learn, and they did, but they're like, just phonetically, that they wanted to make it sound better, so it might not be exact ancient Egyptian. It might not be like say full sentences they're speaking, but it's just whatever sounded good, sounded punchy to say, because some ancient Egyptian words to an English ear are going to sound weird. I just, like, just reading it, and I'm like, wait, you read it in your head, then you say it out loud. It's like, 4,000 years later, it sounds silly, but it's real back then. So they are saying words in ancient Egypt, but it might be when you meow at a cat. You think you're saying words, but you might be saying nonsense to them. But it gets to the scene, the music kind of swells up a little bit, and he says it's like immune setna or something like that. I'll just say that out of the blue when I'm listening to the soundtrack. I'm not even trying to talk or sing along or nothing like that. I've never tried to memorize the film as many times as I've seen it. So I think that's weird that that's just like stuck in my head. But what I always thought was weird. Watch the whole movie. Of course, I listened to all of the credits, but it gets down to the end, and they got all like their seals and their official stuff and just stuff down there. Every film has a number. Like go back to maybe even older films. It's going to have like a serial number on it to differentiate one movie from another. And I had not watched that film in a while. I let it play all the way through, and it's going through the credits. It's almost at the end, and for whatever reason, I just said out loud 36212. And the very second I say that, it pops up on the screen. That's the number of the film for The Mummy. I used to know a couple other ones, but 36212 is The Mummy. And every time like I think that, there it comes right up. Just in my head more than anything else. I love that. Again, as bad as things have gotten, I can still, like, as hard as it is to remember recent stuff, I can still remember old stuff. And that's how I learned old stuff back in the day. If I know a movie, it's not from watching it one time. It's because I would sit there and watch it every week, every weekend, whatever I felt like is. So like Titanic, I've seen so many times. The Mummy, The Edge, other ones. So that's how it gives the impression of having a great memory. It's just because I've seen it so many times. It's been memorized. It was like a it's not like a one and done. What's up, B Chip? Glad you made it. Yeah, smash that like button right meow. The good thing about Back to the Future is the director, Robert Zemeckis, anytime they bring up a sequel to him, or, a fourth one, over my dead body. Hell no. He's like, I said what I had to say back then. Just like, how folks want to push and just remake and ruin stuff. So I'm glad he put his foot down about it. I don't know how much they offer him. I don't know if it comes up every so many years. Like how about for this amount? And he says no. How about for more? No. So I don't know if it's like that, but it's like, stop asking me. You heard me the first time you asked. But yeah, I kind of don't blame. It's nice that they. It would be really shitty if they're trying to like remake a movie that's only 25 years old. It does sound like it's a continuation. I'm not gonna speculate at all about the contents of the film. I just know it has two actors that I'm gonna see. Well, one actor that I like. One actor is my wife. Yeah, like I assume the director is Stephen Sommers. And it's Universal. No idea who's going to score it. Nothing. Of course, Jerry's not with us anymore. Alan Silvestri still is. I don't know who scored the third one. Yeah, I'll just let that. Don't know when it's going to come out. Nothing. Haven't looked into it. I'll care when I find out that it's dropped. Don't know how I'm going to find out though. How would I find out? Because I don't watch commercials. I don't watch ads. Ever since I got a smart TV and it has a back button, nope. I don't have that kind of time. I didn't think I was going to live this long. Actually, OB said he watched The Rock in Central Intelligence. Was he good in that? I don't like. Now he's I call him the cuck, since he was into a lot of people were pushing folks into unaliving themselves 5 years ago, and he was part of that. So, and I was not into wrestling, so I didn't understand why he was in the second movie. Like why? You don't need him to sell tickets. People like Brendan Fraser just fine. I don't know why. I don't know who decided that. I don't see how that helped. Because the second movie starts out with this backstory that's got nothing to do with the first film. There isn't even a scorpion hieroglyph. So, what are we... What? And then I don't... And that's another thing Stephen Sommers says. He's like, I never work with kids or animals, and there he is working with the kid in a sequel, and he doesn't want a new sequel, so I'm sure he was just, a thrill to. It's like, well, it says it's a paycheck. It's better to be a part of it rather than him saying no and knowing they were going to do it anyway, and just, maybe it could have been worse. I don't know what they were planning, but that's what we got. But it's okay. It's, it don't let that take any shine off the first one. Or if you like the second one more than the first one, you're on your own with that. But it doesn't make the first one worse. You don't have to think about. Nobody was thinking about a sequel, and I didn't think about a sequel when I saw it, so it's not going to hurt me. Beach Happy sounds like a dangerous, pesky criminal. Okay. Because the only other thing I've seen him in, was he in Doom, that Doom movie? Based off the video game, and just, that movie was weird because it gets so far into it, and then all of a sudden they start swearing. It's almost like they're, like now when they don't want you to swear at the start of a YouTube video, but this was before YouTube maybe. So, what happened that all of a sudden we get to the halfway point and now we're getting the goddams and the fucks and all that stuff that didn't happen. It was so weird, and just that tone shift of it. That's the only thing I remember about it, so it couldn't have been that good. That's all I've seen him in. And as much as people talk up Moana, and as much as Shea Frillis likes that crab guy from Moana, I'm not trying to watch or listen to The Rock in anything. And I certainly don't want to hear the dude sing, so zero fucks given. You're just going to have to miss me with that one. Dune and Doomer. Yeah, Dune is one I'm not interested in at all. It's not even because people say I like the books. This is so bad. Somebody said, maybe it's true, but maybe it was like Glidus and Swifty. Or Alt Shift X, sorry. But it was, one of them was like, yeah, Dune, it's like 9 books, but it doesn't start getting good until the 5th book. That is a lot of reading. I thought it was enough to read the second Lord of the Rings. No, is it? Which one is it? Or is it the third one? This is so weird. It's like the second or third Lord of the Rings, but it's in the books. Because you watch the film and they're bouncing between Aragorn, Legolas, Gimli, and then Sam and Frodo and Gollum. And you get this bouncing back and forth to tell both the stories simultaneously. So good, that's fine. But then you read the book and it's all of the Aragorn, Legolas, Gimli stuff. And then it's all of the Sam, Frodo, and Gollum stuff. And again, as good as Tolkien is about describing the grandeur and just the magnitude of say the slush forest as it goes on into the distance, you're gonna get that same kind of detail for these just sparse, rocky, lifeless, dull expanses that they just have to travel through and just deal with, and these swamps, and I'm like, this was in the movie, but there's no breaks. This is all we're getting until they get to Mordor, and it must have been the second book, and you just have to read it because you got to get to the third book, and just still there. But Gollum's there, cutting up, so that kind of breaks up the monotony. But that part is a little bit to get through. It's a bit much. Oh yeah. What was it at the Thursday show? Doc Rocks came in. He's another old school, frankly. He's the one that gave me the advice to you don't take pain pills and use a heating pad at the same time because they cancel each other out. So I just do one or the other. Cool guy, but he's in there. He's like, hey, what's Flat Albert been doing that he's been so quiet lately, or something like that, or I was like, oh, he's fine. He's just been at the place he's been for the last almost 2 years up in Lava Lamp Heaven. Uh, it's I don't know if it's good or bad that it's been, almost two. Well, that was, it was like November 2023 when we found out that he passed. So sorry you don't know yet. It's good to think that you've been thinking he's alive all this time, even if it's not true. But I didn't say that. I was just thinking it. I just, told him what I said. But yeah, he's not around. Well, I guess he's always around. We just can't see him, and he doesn't talk in the chat room. But they always do bring him up over on the Twitch chat room. Like, not all of the time, but like still, it's like often. So that's good to see that they're still thinking about him. Because that was rough. It was like the second week of November. And Frank's like, I'm going to have an announcement at the end of the week. Don't tell us right then. Like that man, like, don't expect that man to ever not be a tease. He was a tease in 2015. He's a tease in 2025. That's just how he is. With that whole, I'm going to show you that shirt Shane made tomorrow. Why can't you show it today? Is he still drawing it? That makes no sense at all. Like, Frank's show is big enough. He doesn't have to like tease what he's going to show tomorrow to get people to show up. People are just gonna show up to, quite frankly. That's what I expect anyway. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna have an announcement. We already knew we were not gonna have a Friday show that week, so it was Thursday. And then Frank had to let us know that the show was going to be going down to 1 hour on YouTube, and that's when it was going to be, like, the second hour was going to be on, quite frankly.tv/pilled, and that's when that started and did not end until the following May. But we got all through that episode until the last 15 minutes, and then Frank says he, either Lisa or another one of Flat Albert's children was also a Frankly. One of them reached out and said that he had, passed away. He had taken his own life. And I thought that was like the sickest troll ever. Like, you don't joke around about that kind of stuff. Like, who did you get to lie about this? I was pissed off at first, but then I slowly realized. And then, like Lisa came into the chat room and it was saying that, and then I realized it was true. And you can't fall apart in the chat room. At least I can't. It would have been. I really had to, as devastating as that was, and I was legit crying. I just had to. It was 15 minutes left of the show. We knew we were not going to get a Friday together to process this information. We're finding out in the last 15 minutes of the show for the week. And then we knew, like, Monday we were just, fucked out of half of the show for the foreseeable future. And yeah, that was a real, that was a double hit. We got the news that it was going to be the 1 hour on YouTube. We found out about Flat Albert. And then me personally, my last cat passed away 2 days after that. So it was within about a weekend. We got that news on Thursday. Saturday with my cat, and then Monday, that's when it started with no 2 hour show on YouTube. So it was like bam, 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 all over the course of basically a weekend. That's when we had to use Gilded for the second hour. And then get to about that was the for you guys. So the New Year's Day for you, 2024. That's when I was expecting to hear Happy New Year from. I wasn't expecting it, but I just knew it would happen. I would hear Happy New Year from two people, from John Rogers and Jerry Coogan. John Rogers said Happy New Year, said Happy New Year back. And I know Jerry Coogan's in Scotland, and he works at night, and he works holidays, so if I didn't hear something then, I'd hear it the next day. Didn't hear nothing. Second, third, fourth, fifth. Still nothing. And I think I said Happy New Year, and I just had not heard anything back to him from him. And then it got to be the 6th, and he says, Happy New Year. And I said, Happy New Year back. And he's like, I had a heart attack on New Year's Eve. And don't look at your phone at work, because I had to leave. I was shaking. I was crying. I just working at home. I'm like, dude, I just found out about my friend. I gotta go. I don't know if I said that. I think you could just like leave and just like, hey, I'm sick. I gotta go. So I was done working for the rest of the day. But I couldn't tell anyone because I couldn't let people. He didn't say I could. I'm not going to hound this guy like, hey, what do you want me to tell everybody? He just had a heart attack. He hadn't had a surgery yet to fix it, to get everything fucking bypassed, and cigarettes. Uh, but I know like it wasn't my business to be telling somebody's personal information from a DM, so I just had to keep that to myself. And we were dealing with the 1 hour chat room thing. And I didn't have, and my cat was already dead. And my job, I'm just working for groomers, and we're just pushing money around to perverts who shouldn't have come into this damn country in the first fucking place. And my one boss was a tranny. And I just felt sick every single day. I'd had like 10 hours worth of anxiety every single day. And who am I doing this for? Me? It's not worth it. It was worth it back when I had a cat. But just for myself, just to keep myself alive, for what? For 1 hour of fucking chat room every night? Just to sit for a second hour, basically by myself, in Gilded. Sometimes people would come over there and chat. Sometimes it was just nothing. That's why I can't watch Frank's Saturday shows after mine, because all I can do is sit in Twitch where nobody shows up. I don't expect them to, but that just boils down to me sitting in a room by myself for 2 hours. That's too much like how it was back when we had to use Gilded. Can't put myself through that. John Rogers probably like when I was down. Yeah, like I found out about John Rogers. I couldn't. You can't just tell people that because they're going to worry. And I only knew, so that was before his son got in touch with me. So I knew, all I knew was that he fell out. That's it. Didn't know exactly, where he was, nothing. There was just nobody to ask. And just out of the blue, his son got in touch with me. That was a fucking miracle. So yeah, and it was really shitty too, because I mean, like, yes, I am suicidal, but you find out one of your closest friends nearly died, and they're fighting for their life, and all you want to do is unalive yourself, and you can't tell anybody that either. So you just keep it all to yourself, and you just deal with it. And things got really bad right up until January 17th. And that's my cusp is only 6 days. It's January 17th through the 22nd. That's the Capricorn Aquarius cusp. Pardon me for getting emotional. I can think about this stuff and be fine, but suddenly when I got a hat on me and I'm sweating, it makes me cry. For 6 days, it was like magic. I did not think about unaliving myself at all. I was also blowing through dark shadows so quickly. I would get off of work, watch Dark Shadows until, quite frankly, that was over, go right back to it. I blew through it so fast, but that was what made me not want to. Like, I'm not saying I would have killed myself back in January. I was just thinking about it really hard. But the only thing that made me stop thinking about that was Dark Shadows. That's the only thing that got me through. It was crazy to not feel that way for 6 days. I don't recall what that. I guess there was a time when I wasn't suicidal. Well, that was so long ago, I can't remember what it's like. But it happened for 6 days right around my birthday. I could not have planned that. That's nothing I have control over. Like when I feel closest to the other side, and it just happens to be around Jerry Goldsmith's birthday. I couldn't have planned that. That's just when it happens. Or New Year's Day. Did not plan that. That's just when it happened to be. So I started to like really evaluate like what the hell am I actually doing? And my job was not making me happy. All it was do was like keeping me alive, but I didn't want to be kept alive because I didn't see the point of staying alive just to continue to keep working and only have an hour to see my friends every fucking night. So the last time I was that stressed out when I had my first nervous breakdown at 17, I was working 2 jobs. I told you I had to land all those heating packs or all those ice packs. Well, I quit one job and that helped. Well, now I only had one job. It's like, well, I had some savings and I can't take it anymore. And I would, like the song says, I would rather be poor and happy than rich and alone. I would rather quit that job to try to let my eyes heal, and my hearing was going out too. It's gotten a little bit better, but I would rather get my health a little bit back and spend some little bit of time I have left with my friends than spend years and years and years working at a job I hate just to keep me alive. Again, for what? It's for all we knew, quite frankly, was going to be 1 hour on YouTube for the rest of forever. We had no glimmer of hope that things would ever change. Because if there is going to be a change for the better, we're not going to get told, oh, wait, I've got an announcement tomorrow. It's always bad news. So it's not like he was like, oh, on such and such date, or if I reach some kind of goal, it goes away, you get it back. We got none of that. So we were just stuck in it. So yeah, the priority shift. It would be one thing if I had dependents or someone else to support, but I didn't. So fuck that job. That's when I knew they say that they were gonna pay you for days off you didn't take. I knew that was a lie, so I started taking a lot of days off. And then I just sent a email, DM, whatever it was. It's like I can't sign into my equipment, but that's okay because I quit. And just send it back, and then things were great for a little while. It's been okay. I knew at the time, I'll be honest with you, the plan was to make it until New Year's Day today. Do this show. Because I didn't know I was going to have my own channel back when I quit my job. That was, uh, I was in the process of quitting when I started getting the idea to like start maybe doing something in front of the camera, but I did not think I was going to be doing like regular live shows. I just thought I was going to be doing videos. But just with the savings I had and just the timing when it was like about Aquarius of 2024. I figured my savings would last long enough to get me to New Year's Day today, and I would upload a video that basically would have been an unalive yourself note. Because if I write a note, nobody's going to read it. So if I have anything to say and it's the last thing I'm going to say, it's going to be a video. So I had planned on recording that, uploading it, which is fucked up to think about because you have to sit there and wait minutes for it to upload. And then unaliving myself. That was the plan, February 2024. But if there's one thing I always do, it's reevaluate situations. Now that is not the case. Now I don't want to. I'm still going to be around. I'm not planning on doing that tonight, tomorrow, anything like that. I am still suicidal. Don't make no mistake. But I'm still hanging around. Because I know that Frankly's like me, and I like seeing you guys, and while I do have a lot of stuff to do after I'm dead, I know that there's a lot of stuff I want to do when I'm alive, and once you're dead, you can't come back because necromancy is wrong. So, and I'm not done yet, so I do want to stick around. So I am still sticking around for the Franklies. I don't think I'm doing it for myself. I do want to finish the Dark Shadows review, don't get me wrong. I want to finish the Dark Shadows review, and I'm sure I'll be in a different place by then because it's a very long show, and it's going to take a minute to finish that. But I'm sure by the time I get to the end and do my episode at 12:45 review of Dark Shadows, I'm sure life is going to be in a different place, and I'm not going to be. I'll be in a better place than I am now. I really do get that sense. I don't know why, but I do. So yeah, a new plan, sticking around, because I'm not done yet. So I'm just going to see what year 26 has to offer. Had zero plans for it, not going to lie. I will worry about that. I would say I'd worry about it tomorrow, but I'm just planning on kicking it tomorrow, so I'll worry about it Monday. uh, if anybody's mad at me for staying on the planet, I'm sorry, but I still have stuff to do. If anybody's dead and waiting for me, it's not like they're going anywhere. We see each other up there eventually. Real talk. Yeah, I could keep all this stuff to myself. I could lie about it. It is so easy to pretend to be happy. People only see what they want to see. And I don't want people to think I'm a liar. I try to be honest with folks. I really do. Even if they don't deserve it. Well, you've got to hear it from somebody. And if you don't like what I have to say, that's fine. Sometimes I don't like what I have to say either. But yeah, it would be easy to hide what I'm going through, but I don't like to lie to people. I think I would rather let people know about what I'm going through because a lot of people are going through like hard shit that they are afraid, like you are going to be judged for everything. And I know that scares people into not opening up. But I'm in a place where I really don't give a fuck. If I'm the kind of person who was gonna think about unaliving myself, it kind of makes you fearless in a way. So like, what have you got to lose? So if you don't, I would rather be disliked for being honest than being liked for being fake. My nose runs and then it gets stuffy. That's what that is. So it might not equate to like a wild amount of income and likes and subscribes and all that stuff, but that doesn't matter to me as much as you guys having a good time anywhere you go. And if it wasn't for the Franklies, I would not still be. If it wasn't for religion, I would have unalived myself back in 2014. So if it wasn't for religion and you guys, I would not still be around. So thank you guys for being Franklies, for supporting Frank's show, for supporting this show, for being yourselves, for being. We don't join the chat room for each other. Oh, I'm getting emotional. And I know I'm running out of time too. It's almost 9 o'clock. Just thank you guys for, you don't realize it, but just being in the chat room every night, you guys are supporting me and supporting each other. I'm crying way too much. You don't realize how important it is just showing up. Yes, it's a familiarity thing. It means a lot to be able to see people you care about every single night, regularly. Some people can't appreciate that. Maybe they have more in their lives. I don't have more in my life. I've got you guys. and we've got each other. So thank you always. I wouldn't be here without you. I'm sticking around for you. Nobody owes me anything. We don't owe anything. I'm not expecting anything. I just want to say what I need to say and be honest with you guys. Because I really do love all of you. My life would not be the same without you guys. So just thank you for finding, quite frankly. Uh, I'm crying so much like it's an apology video, but I'm not sorry. Don't live a life where you have to feel sorry for anything. So yeah, I'm still here, but it's 9 o'clock. I know Frank's doing a show on New Year's Day as well that I can't go to because it's on Pill. But if you guys want to watch it, go have fun, do that, have a great night. Smash that like button right meow. Smoke out on the balcony. Get something to eat, get some good sleep, watch some Dark Shadows, check out some Gray Still Plays merch. I am planning on seeing everybody in a chat room next week. And I am just taking this year as it comes. This is just the cherry on top. Yeah, that's all you can do is just take life one day at a time, see what happens. Where there's life, there's always a chance. So maybe there's a chance for things to turn around. But yeah, I love all you guys. John Rogers, we love you, Nikki. I love you guys too. You guys are the best. Just being Frankly's means so much more than words. So I love you all. I know I'm repeating myself. Have a great night. Smash the like button. Don't forget your pants. Check out The Mummy from 1999. That's on Tubi. So yeah, I love all you guys. I'd like to give everybody a hug. And I cut myself off last time, so get in the middle of the shot. My nose is dripping. Hold on. So stuffy. Okay. Yeah, I love you guys again. Thank you for letting me vent tonight. Happy New Year to you. Until next time.